My friends, welcome back to 200 3D problems in FreeCAD series. Today I want to work on exercise 34. Now exercise 34 is a comparatively easier problem. The only trick I can see here is the holes that these two holes, they are counter bore, and that's the only trick I can see. Other than that, looks like it's a pretty straightforward job. So I am gonna relocate it to its position, one of the corners, and then we will get started with this. Alright, that's about it. I want to start with this front section, front view, and which would be on XZ plane. So let me go ahead and then place this on XZ plane. And then I want to start sketching on XZ plane. The XZ, to my mind, is the front view all the time. Alright, so the image was on XZ plane. We started sketching on XZ plane, so it showed up here. Now I want to draw the outline, including the fillet here. That way I'm not worried. Okay, here is the trick. I'm using the polyline, and as soon as I finish drawing an arc, the next line becomes a tangential, so which is okay for now. We can, so just to remember that we'll have to go back and then fix that. If it was not a polyline, it would be horizontal anyway, so let's fix that before we forget it. Now this is 10 radius. I'm gonna go ahead and then place that. These two thicknesses are equal to 20, right? These two are equal to 100. Ooh, doesn't seem like 100. Did I calibrate? Oh, now hold on. Now the bottom side is 100, the top side it says 100. The image, I bet the image is not, like, aspect ratio was kind of lost when the plan was building, so we'll take that as an okay. Alright, so that's our XZ plane. The sketch is drawn. Let me go ahead and then rename that as sketch. I'm gonna say angle bracket. Yeah. Okay. I want to extrude that for 120 millimeter, but I want to keep that symmetric. Okay. So now, because I did that symmetric, whenever I'm working on these two empty kind of like cutouts, it will be on the plane, on XZ plane. Alright, let's start it working with those then. The first one, this top one, seems like a half circle of radius 30. So I am going to use a cylinder of radius 30. The height should be more than 20, so I'm going to say 50. Right? And then I want to transform that so it is on the plane there. Alright, and I want to pull it up to the height, which is, the center is at 100, so cylinder moves by their centers, so center I'll have to make that 100 there. So we got that placed. I'm going to go ahead and then make that cut. So we got our one wall worked up. Now about this one, I can transfer the image, but I guess I don't have to. It's simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and then draw and sketch on this. Before I do that, let me take some measurements. So the radius is 15 and the slot is 35 millimeter away from the edge, the center of the slot. So okay, on XY plane I am going to turn on, actually before I do that, I'm going to take this line Then turn on the section cross view. Draw a slot, right? Take this slot all the way outside. The distance between this center and this line, 35. Okay, we got that. And this is radius 15, if I remember correctly. Alright, now this length, it's fine as long as it's outside the main object. So let's go ahead with 50. Alright, and this is the slot. Sketch slot. Let's pull that up by say 35. Doesn't matter as long as it's more than 20. Alright, so we got that. Now let me make a cut. So this is the previous cut. We want to keep that. We want to delete this slot. I can make it easy for me and say slot and make a cut. There. We are almost there. The next job is to make these two holes which are counterbore from this face. Right, and this face is 20 millimeter away from the origin, from YZ. So this is the YZ plane, 20 millimeter away. So we want to follow the best practice, and on YZ plane make an offset about 20, right, and then draw two holes. Okay. So here is one hole, and there is another hole, and I'll have to go back. Actually, let me actually place that on YZ plane. So that way, see there. So this is 74 from each other. So this is the sketch hole. Alright, and this is, they are 74 millimeter apart. Okay, and they are symmetric about this axis. I'm not bothering with realigning with this tech draw because it is not accurate. And the height from the center is 53. All right, we got that. And the radius is 6, the inside radius that will go through, so which is 6. Cool. Well, what I can do, actually, I can deal this counter bore hole better from PartDesign. So let me go to PartDesign, right, and maybe create a body. Cool. I am going to pull this one into the body, also the sketch, because PartDesign cannot work outside a body. All right, now this sketch, this is the whole sketch. What I am going to do, I am going to select this sketch and click on this hole tab, and that creates a hole on that sketch by default. So it was not, when it does that, it's not actually taking the radius that we've specified in the sketch, it's just making a hole. Now radius, I'll have to fix it from here. So 6 millimeter, I'm gonna go with M6. This seems a little smaller than 6. Okay, we'll fix it later. And depth, through all right. And then type, I'm gonna say counter bore. And the counter bore is 16 millimeter diameter, 8 millimeter down. So the diameter is 16. It will go down by 8, right? And I think that's it. The hole seems a little smaller than what it is. So do we have to say M12? I don't know. I'm going to say M6 seems a little smaller than what we have there. So let me see if making it larger makes any good. M10. Yeah, that's more like it. All right, so almost there. We kinda, now the last step is to do this fillet chamfer thing. So I am going to select these 4 edges, right? These 4 edges, and I believe it was 20. So chamfer for 20 millimeter. Cool. That's our object. Yes, that is our object. Pretty simple. Well, it is good that there was some interchangeability between part and part design. So we started with part and we finished up in part design. Whatever works better, we should go for that one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this process. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.